Welcome to your weekend focus for March the 17th, the 18th, and the 19th, 2017. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we begin, thank you. Thank you for your love, your supportive, positive energy you send my way each and every day. I truly do send it right back to you. Thank you very much, truly. Now let's see what the energy is going to be for us this weekend. We'll pick 5 because it is the weekend. And we start with the Knight of Wands. So look at this energy. This is our minds on fire. This is our thoughts, our creativity. And going forward, knowing we've got this. Feeling the self-confidence within us. I almost see like that fire burning from within, right? Go on, look at that. Right next to it, the Magician. Are we in for a weekend of growing? And I think in a very good way. The reds are very strong here, aren't they? Middle card, 3 of Wands, our new path forward, contemplating it, understanding what it entails, knowing what we need in our toolbox. And then we have the 5 of Coins. Well, we'll see what else comes up because they've all been spectacular, and the Queen of Cups is here. So, well, we do have the 5 of Coins, so I'm glad it's not in a strong spot like the first card or the middle. Knight of Wands. Now, I just see the fire ablaze here. I see the action. I feel that, and so wands are our thoughts, our ideas, our creativity. It's how we are planning on going forward. It's what we're thinking, what we're, conversing about. So this could be a very social weekend. And except for the Magician, I would have to say, with the Queen of Cups here, especially that it will be conversations that bring us happiness, brings a lightness to our world, lifts us up in some way. Now, it may not start out that way. We start out with a real red and fire energy, so our courage is needed, our strength is needed, our belief in ourselves is needed, and God and our angels and Source, our spirit guides, the universe. So this weekend, on especially Friday, I would say Friday more than any other day, we are thinking new creative ways of going forward, of creating what we want in our life, of bringing in love or happiness or abundance in some form or manner. We are realizing how we can step forward, what doors are starting to open for us, where we can plant our new seeds. I think that's only just over a week away, the new moon. So, I mean, this is a beautiful time to really think and contemplate, and we're being given the energy of how we want to go forward, how exactly it is that we want to step into that energy. And the Magician says, what do you want? Because you can have it. What do you want? Because you can have it. Are you willing to work for it? Are you willing to be open to new ideas, new ways of doing things, new perceptions? Are you willing to discipline yourself in order to reach that goal? So, are you willing to give up or sacrifice what is needed in order to go forward? Have you been preparing for it? We have to be careful what we wish for because we will get it. You ever wish for more money and then find $1 on the sidewalk? Guess what? Wish granted. May not have been what you were thinking as, I need money, I'd like some money, I'd like to win the lottery, I'd like to find some money. And if you found even a penny on the sidewalk, your wish has been granted because you weren't specific. You haven't thought it through. You haven't done your due diligence. in order to manifest exactly what it is you want in your life. So get to the details. Here we have the Three of Wands right in the middle, and I mean, we have the Knight of Wands leading the way. So get creative with your thoughts. We are in a 1-year energy. So what we do this year defines the next 8 for us. So what does it look like in year 10? What have you created? What have you manifested? How does your life look? Because there is no way it looks exactly the same as it is now. Maybe love changes, your spirituality, your work, your career, your stature in the community or in the home. So what do you want it to look like? How do you imagine it? And, look at that ship coming back at you. Now, I'm thinking that you're looking into that sun rising. And meanwhile, there's this beautiful gift coming back into you. So, I mean, we could really be rewarded in some way this weekend with a door opening that had remained closed, or we didn't even know that that opening was available to us before. We could have that spark, that idea, that conversation that just kind of sets everything into motion. Or we could think we're not good enough, we're not worthy, we're not deserving. In some way, we're being punished for something. And that is not true, by the way. You're not being punished. You came here to learn, to grow. And trust me, only the bravest of us come down here because it's a lot harder down here. And that's why we're given guides, and that's why we're given angels, because it's part of our learning to evolve. So when you think you're being punished, you're not. Although it could feel like it sometimes, can it? Life can beat you up and kick you in the teeth, take the air out of your lungs. But we have to be mindful of that energy and try and understand why we are being led through this path. What is the lesson we need to learn? And maybe it's just getting through it. And maybe someday you have the opportunity to help others get through it. Or maybe you realize your strength and you go on into something else completely, but it's because you realized who you are and what you are capable of. But you have to give yourself credit, and you have to realize that you're not being punished for anything in this world. Yeah, we make wrong choices. That's how we learn. Yeah, sometimes things come out of nowhere that you can't plan for, and it knocks the wind right out of your sails. So don't allow this negative energy to come creeping in on you this weekend, stealing your dreams. I mean, that's the ego. That's the devil. Telling you you can't for whatever reason. Hogwash. You can too. Turn around and see that light. Do a 180 with your thoughts, with your perceptions. Put yourself in a positive light. The Queen of Cups here at the end says it all. To love yourself. So maybe this weekend is the weekend that you do something just for you. Maybe it's getting together with a group of people, letting your hair down, having some fun, laughing out loud again. You got a snowbank? Go make snow angels. Go have some fun. Live in the moment. Turn off the stresses and the chaos and, block out those fires that are going on around you. and just take the opportunity to appreciate yourself, to embrace yourself, to love yourself. That's what the Queen of Cups is. Yes, it's about giving out love. It's about being the humanitarian. But you can't really give out love if you don't love yourself, if you don't embrace yourself. It's your strength that you carry, that vibration, that energy, that when we get in contact with somebody else, we give to them. And any empath will agree with me on that one. So this is definitely a weekend, especially, maybe Saturday night, Sunday. We take time out for us, to reward ourselves in some way, to understand that we are beautiful, that we are divine, that we are courageous, that we are strong, that we are empowered, that we are talented, to face the reality of who you are, because that's the reality. Society does such a good job of beating people up, telling them that because you don't have this product, you don't drive this car, you don't live in that neighborhood, you don't wear these clothes, you are less than perfect. And we believe it hook, line, and sinker. So do the 180 this weekend, especially towards the end of the weekend. I think we start out more with our dreams and our desires, because we started with the Knight of Wands and into the Magician. I mean, there's the true focus of where we are. But as the weekend tapers off, I think we look more inwardly. Maybe looking at our dreams, our desires, our goals, and growing that dream and imagining the 10-year thing, we start to throw in some doubt. We start saying it'll never happen. Of course it will. You have to believe in you. Let's get some angel cards. So I think it's a strong weekend. I mean, it's really preparing us for that Aries new moon and the true start of the astrological year. Aries moon, Aries sun, first sign. And being in a one energy year, we are really defining the next 9 years of our life. Next date this year end. And then we come back to the one cycle again. Page of Michael. An exciting new challenge. You have what it takes to succeed. Review contracts and documents very thoroughly. You have what it takes to succeed. You've already got it inside of you. An exciting new challenge. So what do you imagine? What do you see? Where do your thoughts go? In what you can create and what you can do? What is that future that you are trying to see far off in the distant future? What are you asking for? We have the Knight of Gabriel. Take time to take action, great passion for a cause, instinctively knowing just what to do. So follow your intuition, follow your higher wisdom. Absolutely. Confident, enthusiastic, courageous, charismatic. Time to take action. Time to go forth. Time to jump on that horse and ride into that sunrise. I don't think it's a sunset. I think it's a sunrise. The moon. I think we had the moon on Thursday as well. The opportunity to improve your plans. Listen to your intuition for accurate guidance. Face your fears and grow stronger. Face your fears and grow stronger. Face your fears. Grow stronger. The opportunity to improve your plans. So the doors can open. The miracles can happen. The impossible can be made possible. Listen to your intuition for accurate guidance, not what your ego tells you, because you just might not like what your intuition first tells you. You might try and argue with it until you come up with something better. And that's your ego coming in there to lead you astray again. So sometimes it's hard to follow your intuition. Listen to your intuition for accurate guidance, face your fears, and grow stronger. Ace of Raphael, a positive new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insights. So, meditation, prayer, sitting in quiet, sitting in reflection will all help you hear those spiritual insights, those intuitive insights, and they'll be weaved with wisdom. A positive new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationships. So we could have some romance this weekend. I always think romance is kind of its own separate energy. I mean, love can happen at any time. Even if the stars say everything possibly that it can't happen, it can still happen. So, fulfilling romantic relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insights. One more. Three of Raphael. Reasons to celebrate, a community of friends, happy announcements regarding relationships and children. And it's kind of funny that this is the end card because this is how I thought our weekend would more than be for the energy. Reasons to celebrate, a community of friends. Look at, those mermaids are just hanging out on the beach, enjoying, laughing, being in the now, enjoying each other, enjoying a happy, special moment. Maybe, perhaps making memories without even realizing it. So find the fun, find the joy, find the happiness. Do what makes you happy, especially Sunday, I think, Saturday night, Sunday, because that's kind of where the energy was in the layout. But take time to smile, to laugh, to giggle, even if it's only for a brief moment in time. Where should we go? Our wise animals? Our wise animals. So I think we have a very beautiful weekend in front of us if we take advantage of the energy and we try to keep in our conscious not to beat ourselves up, to pay attention to our thoughts, what we are telling ourselves. Who's turning around? Find your voice, the frog. I always get an image of the frog with the top hat and the cane and hello my baby. Find your voice, the frog. I always see that when I hold that card up for some reason. I think I'm dating myself. Sing, say no, express yourself. Sing your song, dance your dance, and tell your tale. Frog tells you that it's time for you to find your voice. Say no can be one of the most difficult words to speak, and yet Frog says that you have been putting too much pressure on yourself, allowing others to steal your time and exhaust your energy. You haven't vocalized your dissatisfaction with it. Instead, you have quieted your voice. By saying no, you begin making room for the things that you do want in your life. And it isn't easy at first, but the more you practice, the easier it becomes, and the more empowered you will feel. You may have been keeping frustrations inside you, and they need to be spoken. It could be a friend has hurt you, a spouse who isn't listening to you, a boss or co-worker who is not respecting you. It is now time for you to vocalize your feelings. In order to remove the emotion, you may want to begin by writing. This journaling has really been, since the beginning of December. Journal, write down what you want to say, and practice saying it aloud. Look at yourself in the mirror while you speak the words of truth. Can you see within your eyes how much this is damaging to your soul and spirit? Healing will eventually come from Frog assisting you in finding your voice. Frog also reminds you to put some music on and sing. It can be in your home or your car, but sing it as loud as you can. Fun or sad, it doesn't matter. Just express yourself by singing. Your throat chakra may be blocked. Put your right hand on your throat and envision a blue light circling and swirling, healing the fears that surround you. May you always Maybe you have always wanted to be on stage, a Broadway show, possibly a stand-up comedy act. Embrace frog in helping you find your voice within that you may be shaky right now, but will turn steady and strong the more you practice your art. There is no restrictions and no limitations. So Frog was pretty extensive there, wasn't he? In all the different ways that we need to find our voice, to not allow things in our life that dissipate our energy, that pull us down. By having that conversation, by ridding yourself. So there's a little bit about release, which makes a lot of sense because we're leaving the full moon energy, getting ready to plant the seeds, the new seeds in the new moon energy. So absolutely, have those conversations. Get it out in the open. Don't carry it as a burden. And sing and laugh and find joy. And let's get the real card here, because Frog just kind of leaped out of the deck, no pun intended. Because he wanted to have his voice heard. And we have Let It Be. Let It Be. Isn't he cute? Let it be. Where is he? Hedgehog, where are you hiding? There he is. Let it be. Now the Beatles are singing, huh? Release, time out. With the past, I have nothing to do, nor with the future. I live now. Hedgehog reminds you to stop putting so much fear into your life and instead just let it be. Sometimes when you give your issue breathing room, it corrects itself. When we experience fear or frustration, we immediately tense up our body, our mind, and spirit, which hinders the flow of what we want to do or become or come to us. And we begin to visualize everything we don't want instead of what we do. Shift your thoughts to what you want, not what you don't. There is a lesson in every life test, even though it can be painful. By being grateful instead of being angry, the weight of the emotion will begin to gently heal and release itself in your grip. Therefore, if you are experiencing frustration or fear with any aspect of your life, whether it's career, money, love, take a few moments a day visualizing how you want that area to look. When you begin to say negative things such as I will never have money or do the things I want, say to yourself, stop. And then repeat what you do want. I have enough money to do the things I want. It takes some training, but before you know it, the things you don't want will begin to stop happening, and the things that you do want will start flowing. You can't hitchhike on someone else's life, and if you do, you might just get pricked. Instead, you must find your own way and do the work yourself. There is always someone there to help light the lantern, but it is you who must keep the flame lit. Always know that there are those who believe in you. With every dream accomplished, or even a dream failed, remember that the most important thing is for you to continually dream and dream, no matter what. So, we're getting some very clear advice by our two friends, our frogs and our hedgehogs, telling us to stay in the now, to focus on our happiness, to focus on raising our energy, believing in ourselves, believing the things that we want to come into our life will appear, will become reality. I mean, we had the magician this weekend. This is a beautiful time to give up your affirmations and then to visualize them, to sit in quiet for just a moment and visualize. what you want your life to look like, whether it's work, career, spirituality, relationships, and believe that you already have what it takes to go forth. You've already got the tools, and the path is awaiting you. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.